Alright, welcome back to State Starcraft. Today we're going to be looking at Division 1 in the first round. Today our players are Cala from Kearney and LeroyJnkns from Gretna. Cala is a senior named Samuel Olsen who mains as a Zerg, but today he seems to be going off-race and playing Terran. And here with me is my other announcer. Would you care to introduce LeroyJnkns?
Yes, I will. LeroyJnkns' real name is Drew Long. He's a senior, and his main race is Protoss.
Everything seems to be set up, and now we just simply have to wait for the game to begin. And we just got to go ahead for the game, so the game will start within 10 seconds.
Good luck to both players.
It's interesting to see what strategy Cala is going to have to come up with since he's not going as his main race.
Knowing him, Terran is his second race, so I mean...
He is the number 1 seed and has had an undefeated season the entire time.
And was winner of state last year.
So he is coming back as the state champion in the bottom right corner with the blue SCVs. In the top left, we have LeroyJnkns with the red probe. He seems to have a nickname as Skeletor, but they both go for pretty much the same build order at the beginning, 2 workers. Now, I'm not that familiar with Terran, but I do know a little bit of Protoss. He seems to go for a pylon first, pretty standard build, but not...
Looks like Cala is going for a wall.
And that's what I was about to mention right there also. Most Protoss players usually build it around here and start a wall off. So it's going to be interesting what he does. Starts his gateway right there. And Cala starting off with a bunker to finish that wall.
Barrack.
Not barrack. Yep, sorry. Again, not that familiar with Terran.
Looks like he dropped his supply depot so that when he builds his next one, he doesn't have to lower it and units can get through.
And he seems to be queuing up his units to go out here to the entrance of the base. Very smart to defend his secondary. Starting off a Vespene extractor.
Looks like
producing on those. Oh, never mind. He switched one over.
Yeah. Looks like Cala is also going for a Vespene geyser.
Give me a second. We're here about the 2-minute 30-second mark. We've got 1:30 left before our matches really start kicking off. Second base finishing up and Chrono boosting Chronoboost's ability from the Protoss Nexus.
Alright, sorry for that. We're back. Starting up an orbital command, which will let him see cloaked units and will allow him to drop mules to further increase his economy.
And he is also building a few Marines to defend his second base.
Oh, over here with the Protoss, we seem to have been starting another pylon and a cybernetics core. So far, both players are going for a pretty standard safe build.
Something I am noticing is he is not trying to get any starter unit out.
This could come in interesting, but under our rules... Ooh.
Oh, looks like Cala's scouting that expansion. Will he go into the main, though? No, he decides to back out and not look at the main.
Oh, yeah. Down here, he is putting on extensions to his barracks, a reactor, so he can make double the units.
Yep. And then he's also getting a factory so that he can make siege tanks.
And as the person who's had to deal with siege tanks in the past...
Oh, looks like Leroy has scouted what he's doing, but the probe gets taken out by a Marine.
Alright, let's see what Leroy managed to see. He managed to see this much all the way up here. So he saw what he was going for, and that's what Cala has seen so far. That Marine came in clutch, not being able to see almost the entirety, and I don't think he managed to see that he had an orbital command, did he? Nope, never mind. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he did, never mind. Oh.
Sam dropping some mules so that he can make mining easier.
Oh, over here, LeroyJnkns oversaturating his mineral line.
That is not... He needs to move stuff over to his second, which is now up.
Yeah, usually you end up just long distance mining.
It looks like he's not moving There we go. Okay,
finally,
now he's gonna move
hotkeyed. Yep, there we go.
He still hasn't queued up any army units, though.
No, he managed to make a single stalker, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he made this.
Oh, it was a High Templar. He canceled the stalker.
Okay, no, he made a zealot.
Adept. We were both wrong. But yeah, as you can see, The Protoss does have more workers, but then again, the Terran can use mules, which are more efficient.
Yeah. Terran getting some of an army up. Oh, and
There it
looks
goes.
like Leroy tried sending another probe, but because of Cala's army, it got destroyed before it could get any research.
Yep, an army of value of 6 to 16.
Not looking good for Leroy right now.
2 medevacs in queue, one of them out, other one about to finish, and a siege tank.
That siege tank is going to make it so any ground unit is going to take major splash damage if he sieges it up.
Oh yeah. And
And
right
it
here.
looks like he's going in for a push with a couple Marines and one medevac. But because of Leroy's army size, I think he has this.
he might be able to get the game here. Especially
Leroy's
Ooh,
built
he
some
might-
of an army.
and this is where Cala's micro comes in.
Yep.
With an 8 p.m. right now with over 300.
Man. He lost a medevac, but he was microing enough that he got one back. The medevacs will heal his Marines.
But here he is warping in more zealots.
Oh,
Close match?
this is going to be really close. But that medevac's going to come in clutch, maybe.
Ooh,
Oh,
that micro right there. But let's see right here the loss graph. Barely.
2 probes, stalker, 2 zealots, 3 adepts versus 10 Marines and 1 medevac.
Very close right there for the amount of units lost with value. Barely any difference with both players licking their wounds and going back. Going in for what is a I forgot the name.
Robotics core. No, Bay.
Not the robotics, the thing that's being built.
Oh.
Well, I forgot the name, but pretty much that turns into a living pylon field which you can warp in units.
Oh, but he
Cala,
has he
Cala.
has detect. Or
He is rushing DTs, but the
Cala
whole
does
army's over
have
here.
orbitals, which means he can scan through those.
But his army is all the way on the other side of the map.
So he will not. Well, is he?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't think I see a single bunker.
No, there's no bunker, no anything. He only has 1 Marine up.
And he's wasted scan on this side of the map. Does he have
he-
enough energy? Not enough energy.
No, but that second orbital might have enough. No, I don't think that second orbital has enough.
It's gonna get enough pretty soon.
Yes, but he's going to lose some workers, which is going to really decrease his economy.
But at the same time, with the counterattack over here, this has turned into a base race while those siege tanks are putting in the work. And here he is scanning.
There we go.
Well,
Still,
with what army?
he's scanned, but for what? He lost all of his workers.
Oh,
This
is
could
not
be
looking out
This
good.
could be anyone's game right now.
Because
He is trying to make 2 Marines, but they aren't going to come up in time.
and he doesn't have any detector buildings like missile turrets either.
I think he's
there he
going to
goes.
have to.
There he goes.
Cala might have to GG out.
I don't know. He managed to get that in, and he does still have a almost triple the army value.
He's researching STEM, which if he can get that up with a couple of Marines, then they will be able to take care of those.
Whole army's coming back, but
DT.
unfortunately there is nothing to scan or see where those DTs are.
Looks like
There we go.
the LeroyJnkns was really only going for the probes, which is gonna really hurt Cala's economy.
Because let's look at the battle graph again. Yeah, look at the difference in minerals lost right there. 37
He's lost
SCVs.
over half of the minerals, and he has almost no SCVs
and
now.
there's still 1 DT left. Looking at the
Oh.
kills on it, 35.
He's gonna be really undersaturated now. Looks like Cala gives the GG.
To LeroyJnkns or Skeletor. This was a nail biter of a game that could have been a single difference if he hadn't have moved all his units across the map. But it's still incredibly close for him going off race. Now let's look here at the army, at the graphs, and let's see where.
Really close.
The thing that got him right here at the end was this with the workers active due to the DTs and his resource collection rate took a
Yeah.
tank.
Because this is something that we were talking about, using mules when you need to have scans.
Yep, because if Mules and scans take the same amount of energy for your orbital command, which means if you use a mule to mine instead of workers, that ends up costing you a scan.
And because of that, he did not have any scan to get rid of the DTs.
Yep.
Ancient Cistern.
Ancient Cistern. All right. Now Sumo gets started in with our second match. And I made an error.
Good job.
Yep. So we're going to quickly exit out of that. Because we have to create it with a mod to make sure we have all the overview controls that we have. Because that's not the basic that usually is there.
This is going to be a very interesting match, though. Cala might have let him have that to make it more of a close game.
Because he has to defend that because he is the defending champion.
He is defending champion, and this will be his last year competing.
Mm-hmm. And right now he has a clean record with 0 losses. Now, sending an R to make sure both players are ready. And now we simply wait. All right. Cala gives the go-ahead, and so does LeroyJnkns. So,
Looks like this game, Cala is going to go with his main race.
And everything is ready, and LeroyJnkns with the good luck, have fun. But let's see, because Cala did just revert back to his main race, and we saw just how close I was with an off race.
Yeah, with his main race, Zerg is a very, very...
He is a monster.
They
with
are...
Zerg.
They are forced to be reckoned with, especially if you let him get late game without doing anything.
Yep. And right now, he's in the bottom left corner.
Okay, both starting off the same, both making a worker.
Yep, only this time the colors are inverted, but that last game.
Looks like Cala is going to send over his Overlord to scout what LeroyJnkns is doing.
And at the same time, it seems he is going for the wall off, like I mentioned previously. But, ooh.
He might be going for that wall off because Zerg can make a lot more units a lot faster than Darren.
Yep. And unless you have a wall off, you will get League Rushed, and that can decimate you. Just like how that DT decimated Cala's economy, a League Rush can end up doing the exact same thing. Sending the probe over to what I assume is to make a second hatchery. Yep, yes there was.
Second hatchery.
Looks
Looks
like
like...
gateway.
Okay. Looks like LeroyJnkns is sending a probe over to go and scout.
And so is Cala sending his Overlord.
I don't think the probe actually got spotted by Cala's. Now the probe, he knows the probe is there now. So LeroyJnkns now knows he is going for a second. Let's see what information he really gets.
And pretty sure now he knows he's going for a spawning pool since that's pretty much the only available texture.
So LeroyJnkns now has more information than Cala does because Overlords take a lot more time to get across the map.
As you can see, it just hit the halfway point. Starting up a cybernetic score, probably going to get the warp gate upgrade, so these turn into warp
And
gates.
now he's also getting a Nexus.
But overall, both pretty cookie cutter build orders at the moment.
Looks like Cala fully put 3 workers onto his gas, meaning he's going to get a lot more gas faster.
This here could be trouble in case Leroy goes for a pylon rush. But it does not seem to be
Looks like
doing
he's
that.
going to back out of it. Pylon rushes aren't going to be that well with the 4-minute agreement we have.
Yep, because due to the 4-minute agreement and our sponsors are going to like this, we can't really do that much cheesiness, even if it is a little legendary.
And it looks like Cala only sees that he has a warp gate and does not try to go into the main.
And as you can see here, he managed to see the warp gate and the cybernetics core.
But he does not know he's getting a second Nexus.
But Cala starting up that third hatchery because common rule of thumb, if you're a Zerg, you want to have about a base up.
Yep.
Because of how
Looks like Cala is now starting to spread his creep.
With the little queen right there. And starting up a second queen. Again, pretty cookie cutter build. It's often seen by pros such as Cyril and Scarlet. And it's used because it's effective.
He's also queuing up 2 more drones and an Overlord.
Ooh.
The Overlord for the Zerg is their supply.
Just like how the pylon is. A pylon, the best way to describe it would be like a creep mixed with supply, because it allows you to build stuff on it, gives you vision, but it acts as a supply unit. Now here is the shield battery, however.
That is going to make it so the blue bar on that Stalker is the Protoss shield. With that shield battery, that will regen faster.
Oh, and looks like he's also starting a robotics base somewhere. I'm trying to figure
It's
out
up
where.
top in the main.
Oh, he had it hidden. So
He's
yep,
putting it back there,
robotics
so
facility.
just in case Cala does send an Overlord over, he will not see it unless he
And
decides to go
starting
in
up
the
a
main.
gateway. Does he have the warp gate upgrade? No, he does not. Interesting. Oh, he's researching it right now. Pretty much what the warp gate upgrade does.
It allows you to teleport units anywhere when you
As
spawn
long
them
as
in.
there is a psionic field, such as from a warp prism, that's what the unit was called in the other game, or a pylon.
Looks like he's getting an adept up, and it looks like Cala is making somewhat of an army with a couple Zerglings and 2 Queens. The Queens are going to be good for if LeroyJnkns does any air.
Ooh, and here he is scouting the main base.
Oh, is he going to get all the way in? And with where he put that, is he going to see the robotics bay?
I think he
No.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's going to be... No, he will barely see the
barely.
robot. No,
he's
he
gonna
will
miss
not.
it. He's gonna miss it.
LeroyJnkns spawned in 2 Stalkers, which took it out before
And
he
here
spotted
is
a
an
robotics bay.
adept. But I think
That
Cala has it.
That's gonna be.
It's gonna be
quick work.
chewed up.
Yep.
Couldn't even escape with the teleport ability that it has.
That's just the power of Zerglings.
And right now, as you can see at the work account, 47 to 34.
Cala
which
is
going to give it an
much
incredible
better.
income right there. This is about how much you get per minute. As you can see, Cala has almost a 400 minute advantage, but Gas seems to be just about tied.
Looks like Cala just injected his.
His third.
He just injected his hatchery. What an injection does is it allows you to make 6 units at a time instead of 3.
The little larva that you see right here, kind of hard to see. They're in cocoons right now, but essentially, those are where your units are made from because they hatch out of there. The larva turn into a pupae. Here you can see one, and they hatch out of
Looks
there
like
into your units.
Looks like Cala is researching attack and defense.
He is researching the range attack with the where is this? What building was that? With the speed upgrade for the roaches.
Oh, he's going roaches. Will
5
he
roaches. We might see some Ravagers.
We
'cause
might, but then again, Ravagers do attack slower than roaches, but they will take care of air units.
Other way around.
Oh,
Ravagers actually end up attacking
Oh,
faster,
really?
but they're squishier. They have
Oh.
less health. But a cool thing about Ravagers is that their corrosive bile can actually eat away at Protoss shield, which is going to be extremely helpful, considering that he has a shield battery.
Yep. Looks like he's getting. Is that a?
It is an immortal. He's getting the speed upgrade for his
Zealot.
zealots,
Which
will
is
allow them-
weird because he does not have zealots.
Nope. These will turn them into charge slots, which allow them to rapidly jump. And here we see those roaches making work with.
Oh,
a
but looks
single
like
zealot.
he's gonna ignore that and try to take out the rock. Letting that zealot in because Cala sent all of his army except for a couple queens.
He has something key, and he does have things cute to it.
He
Oh no,
does
that's
have-
not. That's the other player. My bad.
Looks like he's not gonna get anything.
in return.
He got
Besides a single
information that
hit.
he's getting a 4th, but that was about it.
Yep, and here we see.
Looks
Army
like some
Valley
roaches
again.
are up.
And 3 Ravagers.
Oh, 3 Ravagers.
Yep, Ravagers extremely powerful, but they are somewhat squishy, which is why you often see them combined with roaches. So the
Oh,
roaches
looks like
take the
he's
hits.
going another one.
Now you can see here, roaches have 145 health, Ravagers 120.
Ravagers, roaches can not attack air, but when you mutate them into Ravagers, they can.
Those corrosive files you just saw there completely ate away at that shield, but that shield battery.
That
will
shield
come in.
battery is gonna come in clutch, and I think. Oh, and looks like the Protoss player LeroyJnkns has used one of his Nexus abilities to up the rate of that shield battery.
He used Chrono Boost on it, but again,
No, there's
with,
no upgrade for it. No.
and then, as you can see here with the micro right here, especially Ravagers very micro heavy.
Those Ravagers are taking care of that army. Looking pretty even right now. He does have Immortals up.
Yep, which are extreme
Oh,
splash
but with
damage.
those With that corrosive vial, their shields just went away.
And that shield battery has ran out of energy, which means it can no longer recharge. And this is now an extremely, well,
no,
not even extremely
no,
close
this
match,
is gonna.
as the backups end up coming in here.
Yeah,
bunch of
this
roaches.
is gonna be. I'm gonna bet this is Cala's game because I don't think Leroy's even. No, he's spawning in some units, but I don't think it's gonna be enough
As
to
you
get
see,
rid of all of.
an army value of 88 to 14.
Yeah,
And with
that's
that
not
shield
gonna
battery
be
out
enough.
of that shield battery out of energy,
Yeah, that's gonna be the GG's for Cala.
I expect it any minute. As we can see, still more roaches zinking in. He is playing Zerg the way I pictured developers of Starcraft pictured it, very swarm-like.
Yep, and there's the GG from LeroyJnkns.
Which
Cala
means-
taking the match.
Which means we end up going to the full 3 games, that it is now 1-1. So thoughts on that match?
That was kind of crazy, man. Cala goes from not doing too well to absolutely destroying.
As you can see, playing your main race has its benefits.
Yeah, well, especially when you're playing Zerg, who can pump out a lot more units a lot faster.
Yep, right here is a classic Zerg moment where you have a bunch of larvae and then something happens and you spend them all at once and pump out about 15 units at once. Oh, and especially with upgrades, those are gonna come in handy real quick.
Oh,
also.
yeah, especially those Zergling speed.
The Zergling speed and the roach speed. That
Not roach speed, those roaches came in clutch, and those Ravengers.
Yep, as you can see near the end, they were pretty close. Yeah, but those backup roaches managed to get in there right in time.
I think if Cala didn't use Corrosive Vial, that might have been Leroy's game.
Oh yeah, but as you can see, Worker's active as well. He was on top of that macro and micro. Because macro is the overall economy, micro is stuff like APM, which is actions per minute. So just for reference here, this is about like almost 3 buttons a second.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty insane. And now we are getting the information for the next map. And it looks like we are going back to good old Dragon Scales for the final map. Right here. And this match will decide who ends up going to the championship round. I know I'm excited to see this right here, especially with how they both played.
I'm excited for this. 1-1. This could be anyone's game right now.
Oh yeah.
Now, if Cala wanted to be smart, he would go Zerg again.
Yeah, for some reason the invites. There we go.
There we go.
It was a little touchy, but right now it could go either way because Cala could try and.
If LeroyJnkns can just get a little bit more macro in there, he might be able to pull that off.
Yep, and especially with that shield battery. If that
With
shield
that
battery
shield-
hadn't ran out, that would have been a lot closer.
If he would have made like one more, or like
I forgot to change the time. Crap.
I think it's fine. Little last for time.
I'm still gonna tell them. Go tell the players. Yep.
Leave or what?
Yep. Go tell them. Yep, that was on us. My bad. Yeah.
We got to be setting that 25
was-
time limit, or else.
Yeah, because we do not have all the time in the world for this, unfortunately.
Sadly, we do not.
That was another part. We got caught up talking about the previous game, but
I mean, they were pretty awesome, man.
yeah, sorry about that, viewers at home. So inviting the players back in. Again, doing the weird invite lag thing, but there we go. All right, everything is in check now, right?
Yep.
Dragon Scale 25 minutes, WSC game heart. Yep. And let's get started. As they're ready from LeroyJnkns.
Looks like they're both playing their main races this match again.
Yeah. Ugh. That was a little embarrassing, but oh well. Let's get back into it. I'm interested to see what Leroy's gonna do, since now I feel like he has a basic idea of what Cala's strategy is.
He knows that he loves going roaches now. Looks
Yep.
like they're both starting up again, getting a worker.
Cala sending in his Overlord to scout. Not chrono boosting his building for that worker though. That's interesting.
But he is sending. That should go and make a nexus. Not a
Pylon.
nexus,
Pylon.
pylon.
Yeah,
Yep, there you
get
go.
a pylon that early in the game. Get a Nexus that early in the game. That's gonna be interesting since
Yep.
Nexus
Looks
has
like-
cost 400 minerals.
Looks like Cala's making another Overlord. And he's gonna send that over to his natural just in case any worker decides to come over from LeroyJnkns.
And because again, cheesiness for some stuff like that, pylon rush would allow him to make a pylon and then put down photon cannons, which are static defense. And it
Looks
sucks.
like Cala is going to be making his second base. And
Leroy starting up a
LeroyJnkns
gateway.
is sending a probe over to scout Cala.
Will they see each other? That's the question. And I
No,
don't think
they
did.
barely missed each other.
Yep.
But I think at this point it's obvious that they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Signing up a spawning pool
And getting that gas.
and gateway finishing up.
Now he's sending a probe over to make a cybernetics core, I would think.
I think
No,
going
he's
for
going
Nexus
for a
first.
Nexus.
Okay, yeah, good to see that he got the cookie cutter build
And
down.
then he is going for a cybernetics core.
Yep. Again, that's the pretty cookie cutter build right there. You know, 2 workers, pylon, gateway, cybernetics.
You want to set up?
LeroyJnkns might be oversaturating his main again.
Yes, he is. Oh, but
No, he's sending
for
them
now.
onto gas.
No, he is not.
Well, he is making that second gas, which he'll probably throw 3 on there.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Yep.
2 on there immediately.
Okay, and then that one back.
Making his 2 queens again with 4 safety lanes and researching metabolic boost, which will allow him to, which will give his Zerglings a speed upgrade.
Looks like he's gonna just try to take away some of that rebel so that he can move more clear.
Yes. 2 queens about to finish up. Starting up a 3rd hatchery.
LeroyJnkns is getting the warp upgrade for his gateway.
Queen in the secondary starting up a creep tumor, while I assume the creep in the primary started up that injection, and yes, it did.
Wins by hitting control or shift and then a number for the amount of wins they have. You see how it has it on the bottom left?
Alright, starting up here, moving his workers over here. Starting up a stalker to try and finish that wall off right there in case Cala decides to do a leg rush.
Making 2 more probes, and now he has boosted the production of his probes.
With that chrono boost.
Metabolic boost, 10 seconds left from finishing.
And here it is. These will give these Zerglings almost wings on the back of their, that allow them to move fast, as you can see right there. Now,
That
another,
speed is going to be really handy.
Yep, and another thing, reason to spread creep gives you vision, units heal slightly faster on it, and on creep, these little speedlings become the fastest unit in the
Oh
game.
my gosh.
3rd
They
base
should go to
finishing
NASCAR.
up. 3rd base finishing up.
He got some
Starting a
Zerglings
Baneling nest.
protecting that.
Ooh, but he is
Ooh.
going for that dark shrine again.
Oh, so he is going for what he played first round. He's going for the cloaked
DT,
unit.
and does he have any detector units? Not yet. No detector units or buildings.
Last game though, he did morph an overlord into an overseer, which is a detection unit.
And with Zerg, you can morph overseers or build sport crawlers, which would take faster than building a whole command center, like for Terrans. So he should be fine.
Looks like he's gonna start spreading creep some more.
DT's finishing up. Let's see, more worker sport crawlers. There we go. I'm pretty sure. Did he see it? I don't think he did, but
No, he missed it. He does not know that he's going for DTs.
but then again, sport crawlers in the middle is a pretty common tactic, especially in higher levels.
But is he only doing that to his 3rd? Is he doing that to all of them?
He got his 3rd. Yeah, he has them all
Okay,
of them.
so looks like he is taking a guess that he will go air. or at least just to defend from there.
But no, sport crawlers offer detection. So
They take care of that, don't they?
yeah, they're a detector unit, which
Okay.
means if he does a DT rush at his bane, he can just see it. It's super useful, especially since that is the plan.
Now,
apparently.
Cala is making some banelings, which are very useful units because they will shred through armies by blowing them up.
So far, only seems to have one bane lead, but with 18 speed leads.
Okay, looks like Cala is getting some more Zerglings up. He is getting he's getting another gas. He's now getting upgrades. This is going pretty normal Zerg build. Looks like we are getting some Immortals up from LeroyJnkns.
Now, the thing about those Immortals is that they deal immense damage to ground units,
And
especially
they are-
like ones such as Zerglings.
They are also very tanky units, but those banelings might make short work of them.
What I don't see here is a shield battery, however, which would...
He is skipping on the shield battery.
Nope, never mind. As soon as we mention it, he starts it.
He is also over. Oh,
He has that warp.
okay.
He has the warp
He
prism up.
wants to warp something in, but Cala is going to deny it.
What's in there? A single DT and a cell.
Oh,
And he loses those units.
that's kind of bad for him.
Morphing in more Zerglings to Banelings.
Only has two banelings.
Sending in a couple Zerglings, though.
Those are just gonna be. Ooh, not.
He could be
He's
sending
scouting
in,
for a third. Doesn't see one.
and he's pretty sure he sees the army right there. Yes, he does.
That's not gonna be. He's only gonna go in to try to destroy some of his workers to ruin his economy.
And he seems to be succeeding
And
so
with
far.
the armor and attack up on Cala's side, this is gonna make this quite interesting.
He managed to barely beat out the resources lost, but he has lost more units due to the Zerglings being rather squishy. Morphine and High Templar.
Oh, he's
Dark Templar
yeah.
have an ability called Psionic Storm, which deals a lot of splash damage in a certain area, which it's pretty good against these. But he does have Hydras, which are commonly nicknamed the anti-warp key unit.
yeah.
Destroying that rock so you can get better field view. Got an
Looks
observer.
like his army is mostly Zerglings and Hydras.
No Ling Bane.
No,
However,
he got a
this-
few banelings in there.
Yep. Well, now he's starting to make more Banelings.
Okay.
But LeroyJnkns is looking up the Psionic Storm and Blink upgrade with melee and building 3 more gateways which would transform into warp gates.
But Cala is making more Hydras and Zerglings. And he is making a 4th base.
Leroy, however, does have the home base advantage, but with these Banelings, but they are spotted.
Oh, I think with those Immortals, because Cala's army is made up of mostly Zerglings, those Immortals might be able to take care of them. And with that shield battery.
But I don't know. Cala does have an amazing micro, so he could use these Hydras here to target those Immortals while the Zerglings and Banes do some damage to the rest
He
of the army.
could. Now, wait.
Starting up level 1 melee upgrade.
Oh, it looks like LeroyJnkns is going to block his entrance for a few seconds.
And
so that
without
Cala
any
can't
Ravagers, he can't disintegrate these, because Ravager Bile disintegrates shields.
expand. LeroyJnkns might want to split up some of his army just in case he decides to send in Banelings.
He does have it rather scattered, except for this corner right here.
Yeah, if Banelings get in there, then
What I think is going to happen is these Banelings are going to come in and hit either the pylon or the shield battery.
I think he would go Pylon, because then that deactivates everything
Every single
there.
thing there. That is true.
But
Setting
he-
in a single Brave Zealot.
That Zealot does get all of his shield back, though.
But that does waste some energy.
Was that energy really worth it?
Oh, but Blink is about to finish.
Ooh, Blink, that might turn
And some
this.
DT, but he does have a single Overseer there, so those things are going to get absolutely slaughtered.
I
think he knows that.
He's sending them back. Oh,
He
he's
turns
morphing
them into Archons because he knows that he has the Overseer.
Looks like his attack damage is almost done.
Blink is done, which allows the Stalker 2 to teleport, and Psionic Storm allows the High Templar to cast. Well, we missed something. Might have been an OV drop, but
It might have been. Are we?
but
He is oversaturating, and he's just letting Cala take ground.
because again, look at that income difference right there. 2,000 minerals a minute compared to 1,500.
He's
Almost
only-
1,000 gas to 600.
Leroy's only stood on 2 bases.
Yeah,
where
here we see this monster of an army.
Cala's got 5 bases up and is getting his attack level 2 upgrade, which is going to make his army a lot more deadly.
And here is the thing. He is starting up a lurker den. And
Oh.
lurkers are extremely powerful units that can morph from hydras that burrow into the ground.
Looks like he's going to try to send some adepts in.
He sends in the Psionic Storm, tanking a bunch of these Zerglings. Cala being smart, however, splitting his army up to make sure he doesn't get all that splash damage. But Leroy does have the home field advantage right here, especially with that shield battery.
But he is letting Cala take ground. So if Cala's microing right, big fight coming out here.
I don't think it's going to be successful,
No, this is going to be Leroy's fight because he has that shield battery.
especially with Blake being able to retreat. And again,
Ooh, that was a close fight because he made that shield battery.
and that
work
Psionic
overtime.
Storm. Those 2 Psionic Storm pretty much took out all of those. And these Zealots are turned into charge lines.
Oh, if Cala wasn't microing, then this looks like he has some Zerglings, but I don't know how much he was microing behind that.
That micro did take a giant step up right there. But
Yeah. I mean, he does have 5
and
bases, so if he
now,
was saying
now look at that. He is starting to get back on there.
that.
He has the home field advantage now on creep because again, units move faster, they heal faster, and Queens can heal other units on creep. Seems to be finishing up for starting level 2 and level 2 range attack and armor, making 8 more Hydra. 5
Going
more Hydras
mostly Hydra army now, kind of doing less Zerglings because he has the Psy Storm.
now. What I think is going to happen is because I don't see a single detector unit for the Protoss, so I think,
I think
there
he
we
gave
go.
up.
Nope, there we go.
Oh.
Lurkers.
Oh, there we go.
Without a single detector unit, these things burrow in the ground, and the amount of splash damage they deal is truly amazing.
I think this right now, this game's going towards Cala. He has 5 bases up, keeping Leroy on 2 bases.
And we're only at the 12-minute mark, which means if this doesn't go to 25 minutes, unless something drastic changes. And here we
He
go.
buried those lurkers.
Because did he see it? He
No,
did not.
he does not. If he tries to send his army out, that's not going to end too well.
And level 2 armor just finished, and level 2 range about to finish, which gives these guys extra damage too.
Looks like LeroyJnkns is getting up 2 more warp gates.
Starting up Aspire, and with a hive, this could mean he is going.
Oh,
He knows where those lurkers are. Setting up more units, but that Spire with a hive means he could be going Broodlord.
he could be going.
Which, again, I don't know if Cala will do that, because never mind, there's not that many
Oh,
stalkers.
looks like LeroyJnkns got one of those lurkers destroyed.
Yep. He does not have the range upgrade on these, but they can still hit.
Sitting mostly on a Zealot army.
Because without the range, their range is about 10, but with the range upgrade, they get 11, which is the highest possible in the game.
That's scary. Looks like Leroy can barely send out an army without getting attacked.
But again,
Oh.
home field advantage.
Yeah, he has that home field advantage, but
Those Hydras right there.
but his shield battery's almost out.
His shield battery's out of energy, which means it can no longer recuperate those shields, which means those units are going to start to die.
That's
Pylon's nearly down. It is down.
Oh.
But a secondary pylon right here, but shield battery left with no
warping
energy.
anything in right here.
An
is not a
Oracle.
smart idea.
Took it out. That disruptor right there, setting stuff in.
Oh,
It
Cala
eats army.
destroying the second base.
Well, I don't know. Look at all these charge lots right there.
Oh, Leroy did just send him in. Oh, but
He's setting them one by one.
if he would send him as a
Especially
group,
these lurkers are going to absolutely
those
demolish.
lurkers, yeah. That
Yep,
is the GG.
which means Cala makes it onto the championship.
That was a close game.
Yes, it was. Now we will be back slowly after this intermission.